areas of the military and all of the national security agencies and their offshoots, and even to some extent, obviously, the FBI has compartmentalized or special compartmentalized intelligence. What happened is a directive went out to the 56 special agents in charge across the country to basically film and to put into the database in Washington, and we'll talk about the restricted access to that database in a moment. But everybody is basically being targeted. In other words, the Obama administration is going to quell all First Amendment rights. I've been told by my sources deep inside that the entire, if you will, patriot movement is to be categorized, it's to be cataloged, and we've known this, Alex. We've told people this, but they don't believe us. Now it's basically mainstream news.
And police should know they've been categorized. They don't just say troops. In the more internal documents that I've talked to sources and been even allowed to see, but they're so classified, we can't even bring them out here because that's the agreement with sources. They're classifying police. I mean, don't just think for a minute they're saying number one threat is veterans and gun owners and leaving cops out that aren't going to play along with this. When the Soviet takeover, Nazi takeover happens, they always have purges of the military and police. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and I want to make it clear, the police and all corresponding people that go along with the purges of the people that were listed by Janet Napolitano are absolutely, they're the blue list. They get taken out. That means liquidated, exterminated within 30 to 60 days after helping the powers that be, the New World Order people, to go after us. Now, let me read something because this is important, Alex. This is really critical, okay? The information that was collected by the special agents in charge was submitted to Washington. We're at the level of the National Security Branch. This information was to include the Office of the Director of Intelligence, the DI, and integrated with the Restricted Access Database, one of the reportedly is accessible by only 2 agencies of the 14 agencies that comprise U.S. intelligence community, according to the source. Over the years, when I have talked about the red and blue list, people always say, well, I want a copy of the list. Well, it's probably some of the most controlled information or data out there. It even goes on to say that not all special agents in charge, they weren't to inform everybody within their department. So this was a national security directed intel gathering event to put into the database to basically come after everybody.
SteveQuayle.com, Infowars.com. Steve, stay there. We'll be right back. They're attempting to have a putsch, a takeover of the United States. Then they will kill at least half the country. Will they get away with it?
You worry. You see the signs and worry about the future. You worry about economic turmoil and food shortages. How to be prepared while preserving your sanity. Your answer may be at hand. Author Linda Runyon lived off the land, isolated from civilization. She knows that as long as the sun shines, there will be plenty of free food all over God's green earth. Perhaps the only sane insurance is knowledge of wild edible plants. The cost of learning is minimal. Wild food grows everywhere, and you will see it everywhere. It's every bit organic and more nutritious than our modern diets. Well respected in her field, Linda's approach to teaching this subject includes books, flashcards, and video, with an emphasis on health, safety, practicality, and joy. Learn how to identify it, where and when to find it, how to prepare, use, and store it. Go to Linda's website, ofthefield.com, and take advantage of special offers. Or if you're not online, call her 24-hour toll-free order line at 888-51-EAT-FREE. That number again, 888-51-EAT-FREE. A little knowledge makes starvation impossible.
In the New World Order's war against humanity, Barack Obama is the tip of the spear.
We've got to give them a stake in creating the kind of world order that I think all of us would like to see.
The Obama deception completely destroys the myth that Obama is working for the best interest of the American people.
Well, Obama's already fudging. He's fudged since day one in this election.
If you have a demagogue with a fanatical mass movement of personality cultists who is imposing the program of a group of extreme bankers and finance oligarchs, that's fascism.
It's not about left or right. It's about a one-world government. This film documents who Obama works for, the lies he has told, and his real agenda. Get your copy of The Obama Deception today at Infowars.com or download it in super high quality at PrisonPlanet.tv. The Obama Deception. The people strike back.
You already know that drinking pure, high alkaline pH water is the most important factor in maintaining high energy and vibrant health. Most experts agree that the water you drink should be at a pH level of 8 or higher. AlkaVision Plasma pH drops combine a unique formula of the most alkaline ingredients. Using Plasma pH drops is one of the best ways to make your water alkaline, to help you get rid of acid and regain your health and energy. Simply put 10 drops per liter of water you drink to raise the pH to the ultimate level. Alkalizing water helps your body rid itself of acidic waste and increases the oxygen content of your body. Disease organisms like bacteria and cancer cannot survive in an alkaline, high pH environment. Order your bottle of AlkaVision Plasma pH drops now by going directly to alkavision.com. That's ALKAvision.com. Or by calling 269-216-9767. 269-216-9767 today.
He's the T-Rex of political talk. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network.
Okay, some stations don't carry that first 5 minutes. Steve Quayle, recap who you are, what you do for... I've got a lot of new affiliates lately. Some folks may not know who you are. Just like a lot of folks don't know who I am when I'm on your show. Tell folks a little bit about yourself, the intel you've got. It integrates 100%. Everything you were saying when I was on your show last Thursday was clicking and making connections. And we've got all the pieces of the puzzle. We know it's classic tyranny, but the most virulent form ever. And we know it's a fast-growing viral infection of tyranny. We know this is the virulent signature or wavelength or type. I mean, no doubt, this is... Folks, when I get up here, and I tell you, they're going to set up a Bank of the World with, world carbon taxes on everything you do and ban fireplaces. It's already happening in many states. I mean, all I'm doing is reading their documents. You have to understand, these are the people that funded Stalin, Hitler, Mao, Pol Pot. They are vicious, okay? And we have always been who they want to take down, and they want to do a Ukrainian-type takedown of this nation. Steve Quayle, you've got the floor. And you've got the floor. I'm going to just sit back. Go.
Well, the idea is that you nailed it so correctly, Alex. This is a slaughter in the preparation mode, okay? And we've got to basically make as many duplicates, copies of your videos and get them out to everybody. But here's the thing I think that people need to understand. While there is yet a whisper of time to make a difference, you've got to seriously write your senators, congresswomen, scream at the top of your lungs, write editorials, get on talk shows, and demand Janet Napolitano's resignation. Now, here's why I say that. When these guys, and they test, they always take, it's 3 steps forward, 2 steps backward, but they still end up a step ahead at the end of the day. The idea that all returning vets would be painted with terrorist brush, and Alex, we need to cover this. The reason the definition of terrorism is being broadened is so that under the terrorism rule, you'll be denied due process. And all those issues that you've talked about before on your shows, this is where we're headed, ladies and gentlemen. And it's everybody but them, Alex. And that's what I think is the missing link in our conversations with all the listening audience and all the audience that's viewing your Tate's videos, listening to you and I around the world. And by the way, the rest of the world sees what's going on in retrospect. I'm getting half a dozen emails a day from people all around the world that listen to you, listen to I, that people put us up on YouTube. You're up on YouTube. I'm up on YouTube. But the deal is that people have got to understand this is when you've drawn the attention of the world's population to the occult nature of the Illuminati and the Bohemian Grove and everything. I don't think people understand. Once the blood begins to flow, it does not stop. And I can tell you, I've talked to the highest-ranking military officials that there are, way beyond what most people even know exists. I've talked to people from Northcom. I've talked to different individuals, and all the thing they're saying, get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. I talked to one of the world's lead surveillance providers of equipment to the government, and he said a retired Navy SEAL friend of his said, get all the guns you can. I'm just telling you what I'm being told. Get all the food you can, because very soon the economy is going to be brought to a screeching halt. So all this yippee-skippy feel-good talk that's out there coming, well, things have turned around. Oh, really? What's changed? What has changed so dramatically that things have turned around? The idea, Alex, at the bio event or a nuclear event, very soon, now here's the thing that people got to realize, that list that was posted, especially, but that you went into great detail with, that we talked about together, you talked about separately, is absolutely the hit piece for vilifying a group of people who will be blamed for what is going to be initiated in this country. And because the events are going to be so horrific and so awesome, when I say awesome, not in a good sense, but just so overwhelmingly wicked and evil, people will do anything. They'll clamor. They'll scamper. They'll absolutely run in total amazement at the level of devastation. Because again, when you and I have detailed the globalist plan to take the population of the world down from 6 billion to 500 million, they're serious about that. And I want to share something else. The idea that we're being told anything close to the truth, you've got to get through your minds, ladies and gentlemen, that there is no truth coming out of mainstream news. Did you see Anderson Cooper,